Hello there, you're watching UPfront on the Joy News channel. I am Blessed Sogah. We're asking one big question. How do we reform the National Service Scheme? Guess what? There's a latest confirmation again that the service is being saddled once more with issues of payroll fraud, which was the reason for which the previous management of the service is being prosecuted. But now under the new management, they've flagged new transactions that seem to have the same nature of ghost names on the payroll of the National Service Scheme. Let's get right into the figures for you. You see Ruth Sedo there, who will be joining us and be my guest here on UPfront as we speak about the figures. But let's get to it. Right on the screens now, you have what's happening to the National Service Scheme as we speak. 8,105 individuals, we understand, have now been flagged by the National Service Authority due to some infractions when it comes to payroll fraud. At least that's the allegation on the part of the management of the National Service Scheme. We'll get to hear from the authority shortly on what they're doing about, once more, this case that's wearing its ugly head as far as the NSS or the National Service Scheme is concerned. A total now of 1,840 individuals, we understand, have been suspended, and it's all because all of these individuals were not supposed to be on the payroll of the National Service Authority. So what's happening there, and which institutions appear to be at fault going into the latest investigations that the NSA is commissioning into all of this? Take a look at the three public institutions that are now being labeled or flagged by the National Service Authority. That includes, way up north, we have the University for Development Studies on that list. We have the Ghana Communications Technology University, also on the list or on the radar for the National Service Authority. Then we have the other institution, which is a Training and Entrepreneurial Development Center, the Apia Menka University of Skills and Training, also featuring on the list for the National Service Authority, raising so many questions as to what exactly is happening to the National Service Scheme. Now, let's move into, in fact, some staff from these various institutions that we're taking a look at. A total of 10, we understand, the NSA is telling us, are allegedly involved in all of these infractions, aiding and abetting, allegedly, the crimes that we're hearing of tonight from the National Service Authority. And that's why we're asking that big question as to how, first of all, the reforms can be championed at the National Service Authority in order for us to have a more efficient, more effective institution, which is supposed to provide us basically with national service. Already, the authority has been challenged with some issues, even regarding this 2025-2026 academic year postings already. Take a look at the reasons for which NSS registration and subsequent posting appears to have been in delay. And it's all because, first of all, we're learning that some individuals or some of the service personnel themselves are now expressing preference for special posting to some public sector institutions, because some of the service personnel want to serve in some particular institutions, a reason for which we're seeing what we're seeing now. And there's also the case of non-compliance with some of the validation requirements and the misrepresentation of, reposting and other demands that we're hearing of. But there's a need for us to unpack the full story and for us to know what exactly is happening to the National Service Authority and how the service could effectively reform its activities. How do we achieve that, knowing that there's another case of ghost names again on the payroll of the National Service Authority? Well, the authority says it's not taking any chances to that. The CEO, or the Director General, I should say, will be my guest here on UPfront, but not until we hear their reasons for which they're cracking down on these ghost names. Listen.
Huge cartel. Due to the outcome of our very detailed, thorough, and comprehensive investigation, we made shocking discoveries that resulted in the flagging of 8,105 individuals in the system. Let me repeat. We made a shocking discovery that resulted in flagging 8,105 individuals in the system. And 1,840 individuals have been completely suspended, pending conclusion of further investigations by the security agencies. The investigations uncovered a number of serious irregularities being perpetuated in 3 tertiary institutions: University of Development Studies, UDS, Ghana Communications Technology University, Akenton Apia Minka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. The outcome of the investigation: 10 members of staff from the various institutions have been arrested and are under investigations with the security agencies, as well as some staff of national service have also been arrested and currently with the national security and are under interrogation. Implications of these anomalies: had these irregularities gone undetected, non-qualified individuals would have been enrolled as national service personnel, and the state would have incurred significant loss through payment of monthly allowances to these individuals. The credibility of the integrity of the national service would have also been severely compromised. To prevent reoccurrence, the NSA has strengthened verification protocols. We have implemented automated cross-checks between institutional databases and NSA records before final approval. We have audited institutional submissions, conduct periodic audits of data submitted by tertiary institutions, capacity building, train institutional staff on compliance and data integrity requirements.
So a number of questions emerging based on what you've just heard. When we return, we dig into that question for you. Stay with us here on UPfront.
It is a whole huge cartel. Due to the outcome of our very detailed, thorough, and comprehensive investigation, we made shocking discoveries that resulted in the flagging of 8,105 individuals in the system. Let me repeat. We made a shocking discovery that resulted in flagging 8,105 individuals in the system, and 1,840 individuals have been completely suspended, pending conclusion of further investigations by the security agencies. The investigations uncovered a number of serious irregularities being perpetuated in 3 tertiary institutions: University of Development Studies, UDS, Ghana Communications Technology University, Akenton Apia Minka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. The outcome of the investigation: 10 members of staff from the various institutions have been arrested and are under investigations with the security agencies, as well as some staff of national service have also been arrested and currently with the national security and are under interrogation. Implications of these anomalies: had these irregularities gone undetected, non-qualified individuals would have been enrolled as national service personnel, and the state would have incurred significant loss through payment of monthly allowances to these individuals. the credibility of the integrity of the national service would have also been severely compromised. To prevent reoccurrence, the NSA has strengthened verification protocols. We have implemented automated cross-checks between institutional databases and NSA records before final approval. We have audited institutional submissions, conduct periodic audits of data submitted by tertiary institutions, capacity building, train institutional staff on compliance and data integrity requirements.
Let's unpack one more time the figures to you and all that you need to know about what's happening at the National Service Authority. We've been, getting to the figures as you see on the screens now. 8,105 individuals have been flagged now. 1,840 individuals suspended, we understand. Then if you move forward, you now have a sense of the tertiary institutions that are the center of this. You have the University for Development Studies, the Ghana Communications Technology University, and then there's the Apiamenka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development that is involved in all of this. But the bigger picture is also about some of the staff of some of the universities and institutions that are at the heart of all of these controversies that we're hearing of. And you take a look at the last count in terms of the numbers, and we're looking at 10 in all per the details that the National Service Authority is indicating to us. So here you have it, 10 individuals we're learning of, and beyond this number, we also do know that there were some delays in registration and other related matters happening there at the scheme. So first, there's the point about the preference for special postings to the public sector, which has become a challenge for the authority. Then we know that some others are also asking for specific institutions. They want to be posted to specific institutions. And now there's the issue of non-compliance and also issues relating to validation requirements, which is also creating another challenge for the National Service Authority. Then there's the point about misrepresentation when it comes to reposting issues, which is creating the challenge there for the NSS as well. So issues relating largely to special postings to the public sector, non-compliance with validation requirements. Then there's the issue about misrepresentation as well, which is now becoming a challenge. Now, some national activities are taking place on the part of the service itself because there are some initiatives and some changes that they would want to roll out. So in terms of some of the changes that they would want to roll out, there's the plan now to roll out an agribusiness SME support scheme. And we understand that this is to reduce Ghana's import bill, which we've made significant attempts at reducing over the years through various government interventions. So that has been part of the attempt and, of course, the efforts being made over the years. And for the NSS, they want to position themselves now as one of the key institutions that can actually change that or tackle that crisis. It's the reason for which you have the NSS now pointing to us that as part of their broad plans, they would want to see those changes happen and, of course, also move to a point where they could establish some industrial hubs, as we understand, with the private sector. That's the point about the audit for all private firms in the national service base, which is also part of the whole reforms that the National Service Authority would want to implement. But going forward, how would the NSS itself also rid itself of these challenges that we've been talking about all evening? The fact that some 8,000 individuals, 8,000 plus, have been flagged by the authority itself. 1,840 individuals suspended in all, we understand, which is a part of the reasons why they want to strengthen enforcement, issues of standards, and also making sure that all is well with the institution. So these are some of the issues that we're looking at, and we'll be breaking down the figures for you, so you make sense of what type of reforms are taking place there, and some of the institutions also at the center of this. And there's, first of all, the University of Development Studies, which you obviously might have heard of ever since we broke the story to you, and also the Ghana Communications Technology University, and the other, which is also at the center of this. Staff from various institutions, we understand, have also been arrested, and investigations going on. And so now reforms will take place, just as I've pointed out to you, with the rollout of a full-scale agribusiness SME support scheme, and the plan by NSS to establish an industrial hub, with the private sector. All of these issues we will explore with the Director General, who is joining us in studio now for a conversation. So I will be getting into all of that for you, and of course you watching us at home can share your comments and details with us as well. Ruth Della Sedo, thank you so much for joining us here on Joy News, and such a pleasure. It's been long coming for us to have this conversation. It's good to have you in our studios.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah. Good evening to you.
Yeah. What's your own assessment of the institution you're taking charge of now, the National Service Authority? When that name comes up,
I know, right?
What's your own assessment of where we are now?
Okay, so National Service now, I believe, is a new edition of what we've known National Service for. Is an upgraded edition, is a more robust edition. The National Service that we've always known is entirely gone, completely gone. This is a different, new National Service where we are driven by excellence, we are serious, and we are determined to put and keep our integrity in the right space. And so I think that I've found a way to pull and carry along everybody, and they are all in tandem with a new vision, a vision where at the end of our tenure, not even a scintilla of fraud should find its way associated with National Service. And I am bent on achieving that.
Yeah. You held a press conference a couple of days ago pointing out some of the reforms you would want to implement there. We'll talk about that. But on this issue of the payroll fraud, you flagged some 8,000 individuals, 1,000 plus suspended.
Yes.
Are you suspending more individuals as of now?
Okay. So at the end of the registration, we had over 15 million 155,000
yes.
Personnel paying for the PIN, trying to register. Thankfully, due to the robust nature of the system and how attentive we were all looking out and ensuring that there's nothing fraudulent, it is just 97,000 personnel who were successful with registration. So you can imagine.
Right.
And out of that, we flagged the very suspicious ones and suspended those completely. You realize that as for these ones, they were just not National Service personnel. It wasn't possible. And for your person who was present at the conference, they will tell you that we rolled over and showed pictures of some of these people purporting to be National Service personnel.
For someone who's watching us at home now, because the natural order is that after university, you'll be placed on the National Service scheme. How do you, is it that you disqualify the individuals? How do you go about the process?
Okay,
you vet them?
So as soon as the system detects the least slightest anomaly, the system blocks you from furthering with your registration. And we also realized that because it is a whole cartel with octopus having fingers and hands all over the place.
Right.
In fact, some of the places you would never assume and think that they have their people there. We went beyond what the school presented to us. And if I say what the school, I'm talking about the data that the school presented to us. And we went to the schools, school by school, to cross-check with the data that they gave us with the number of graduates on their list.
Right.
That is the extent to which we went. So we are sure that whoever they gave us, sent us, they are exactly the same people from the school. So it's been a very hectic experience, process. But of course, if we say we want to ensure and safeguard our integrity, and most importantly, for me, it's not even about the integrity, but it's about keeping and saving the Ghanaian, the ordinary taxpayer who is always on the street, struggling, fighting. You come to work all the time and you pay tax and it goes into the pocket of some unscrupulous individuals. It is just not right. And so that is what motivates us to ensure that we go to the extent to get it done. And I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to my team, especially my deputy directors generals, for what the support that they have given me. They've just been marvelous, and also our board, led by the board chairman, they've been incredible. Incredible support here and there. Our team of professionals manning the transition team, they have been fantastic. And I want to say
the three universities we are learning of, UDS and the others, are they resisting the report you're putting out now?
Okay.
Because their name is also at stake now.
Definitely. Okay, so for the two, the Ghana Telecom and UDS, I don't know how on earth you're going to resist it.
Right.
Because they know what I'm talking about, of course. I didn't want to mention names, but I think that sometimes we must name and shame so that people, when they know that their credibility is also at stake, maybe the Vice Chancellor and together with his team will be more interested in ensuring and safeguarding their integrity. So I thought that I should do that. But with regards to the other one, the Akenton, what we realized was that there was a special program they engaged in, I think Islamic clerics and all of that. So unfortunately, I don't know why they uploaded those names onto the National Service list. Because definitely, they were too old, 75, 70, some 60, 65. Some of them were, having walking stake and all of that. You don't need to upload them. So we realized that with them, they didn't have the intention of engaging in ghost names.
But it's because of the kind of...
They uploaded those names to us. And so after further consultations, we realized that it's not, but it's not cast in stone. We still want to leave it in the hands of the security agencies to do further investigations.
Probably
and interrogations.
They're not too aware of the requirements in law, is it not?
It cannot be that a school that has been in existence for God knows how many years and has engaged in, bringing on board many personnel over and over and over. It's not possible that they didn't know that the cut-off age is 40.
But now I want us to look at the way forward.
But let me also say that
Amstead
has been very cooperative. They have been very cooperative. Even as today, after the press conference, they went to our regional office to further engage with them to see if there's anything particular, again, we need to look at. And so I want to commend them for their compliance and support and everything. And I'm very hopeful that by the end of the investigation, they'll come out squeaky clean.
The way forward. Is that the end of the investigative process, or there are some more schools that you're suspecting or targeting? I don't know which way to put it.
In order for us to run smoothly, and of course, we've had to extend again because we wanted to end with a validation that was last Friday. So we engaged in revalidation to be sure. So the validation process is that after you have gone through the process, after the system has detected the authenticity of the data and all of that, you need to come in person to the regional validation center. So we look at every data that you have provided us, we compare it with your Ghana card, we compare it to the human being sitting right in front of us to ascertain whether it is you or not. So that is the whole essence of the validation, you understand? So that at the end of the day, we can be certain that these are real human beings. So whatever data that we send forward to Controller and Accountant General for their payments to be made, we know we are doing the right thing. And it also affords us the opportunity to know exactly which numbers we are dealing with.
There are some, emerging issues that I'm learning of from the press conference you gave, which even borders on those who made it through in terms of eligibility for postings. Some of them are trying to ask you to give them preferred institutions. Exactly. And there are some other concerns that I imagine which is now delaying your process.
Okay, so I think that majority of what the issues are is mismatch of data.
Right.
And like I told you, we are very bent on ensuring that we don't compromise on the integrity of this, current process. And so even if you have hyphen in your name on your Ghana card and it is not on what the university gave us, the system will reject it. That is how tight it is. So most of let me not say most, but some of this personnel, what we realized was that before qualification into the matured class and all of that, they needed to add up more age or more years to their age so that they could qualify for the matured, class in the various schools. So somebody 24 adds one more year to his age, so he could qualify 25 to qualify for matured. So that is really what the issues are. And some of them also because they wanted to qualify to cast their votes for their favorite political party, they also were engaged in that. And maybe for personal reasons that I may not know. Right. So that is really what the problem is. And that is why we went to the extent, I personally went to Ghana Publishing Company. Yeah. I went to NIA head office. We got the services of commissioners of oath and brought all of them to the head office and also the Ashanti regional office. The reason why is that because Ghana Publishing Company has just 2 offices, so we would have loved to set up in every region, but unfortunately we were hindered because of the number of offices that national Ghana Publishing Company has. So we brought them to the national head office, set them up. I hosted them for 2 weeks at the expense of national service. Right. The feeding, the canopies, everything, the security people we deployed, everything was at the expense of national service so that we could give the personnel the opportunity to come and gazette and rectify the genuine mistakes and not the ghost names or the genuine mistakes. We gave them the opportunity. At the end of the day, it still turned out that we had many people who did not take advantage of the opportunity. It's a bit difficult, but so we are determined to support our personnel through thick and thin to get validated and also be part of this year's process.
In terms of the postings, you've asked personnel to accept the postings in good faith. Do you think they're doing that?
That since the inception of national service, it has not been the prerogative of the personnel to choose where they want to go to. But it happens that people think that everybody must go to, there's a certain, A-class institution. Yeah. Yet, they are also constrained with space and all of that. And some of these institutions, they are specific, they are very particular when it comes to the school, the courses that, they are expecting and all of that. So everybody wants to go to MP, everybody wants to go to BOSS. You didn't do petrochemical engineering. You didn't do any of that, but you want to go there. Somebody does theater arts, somebody did catering and wants to go to Gapoha. It's difficult. It's difficult. So what I also realize is that some of them genuinely would not go for validation at all. They wouldn't go to where they've been posted to, but they will come to us and report that they were rejected, when in actual fact, they were not rejected.
So they can get placements in their preferred,
You get it. But we are still consulting, we are still talking to them, we are still begging them. Someone asked me yesterday on Facebook after the press conference that if it were your daughter, will you ask her to go to the rural area? Yes, I will ask her to go to the rural area. If the system picks and sends her to the rural area. You know why? We are all aspiring and hoping that these people are our future leaders. And for someone to become a future leader, you must have a broader perspective about what this nation is about. It is not just about living in cantonments or in East Legon. You should be able to understand that child in Afram Place North who has to walk many kilometers in order to access education. You must understand, so that when you sit around the policy decision table, you can make decisions and policies that will benefit that poor child out there.
How about incentives for individuals who are posted to these communities, because there are unique challenges that will be there? Are you planning something like that?
Definitely. I think that it is something we can talk about. Over the years, it has never been the case. I am making a very passionate appeal, and through my minister, who is also very supportive, Honorable George Opariado, we have made some proposals to the, the powers that be, saying
and that includes the possibility.
Saying that the possibility that for people who agree, especially those in education and health, who agree to go to the rural areas, I think that it is high time we see what we can do to support them. And another thing is that those we also send to our farm sites, complete rejection. After they themselves applying and ticking on the agric, space on the portal, we had over 14,000 personnel taking agric.
That they want to do agric.
And I was excited. So we post them to the farms and they say, hey, to farm. The truth is that with national service farms, aside your 715 Ghana cedis, we try to support them with stipends every month. We give them accommodation. We feed them once every day. So that is extra incentive for you. Apart from that, after you are done with your service and we see that you have the potential and you have the passion for what you do, we try and support you with a capital, seed capital, so that you can start something on your own. You come to our farmer, Papa, there's a lady called Asantua. We've given her a whole pen and she's rearing and, bringing up her own fowl, and we supported her with 40,000 Ghana cedis. To just 3 days ago, we supported 2 young ladies who are also very forceful with 20,000 Ghana cedis each. We are supporting them with other technical, skills and all of that, so that they can set up and start something for themselves. So I want to assure them that our farms are very, they are very friendly. And so when we send you to the farms, please agree to go. And let me just add that also with the private sector, unfortunately, I don't know why, but when we send personnel to private sector, majority of them refuse to go. Everybody wants the public sector where it is already choked. And interesting thing, research over the years has shown that if those who go to the private sector, the retention rate there is far higher than those who go to the public sector. And the good thing is that they put them to work. In a local palace, I can say, they put them to work. So by the time you are done with your 1 year, you are so well vexed with the experience that if you sit on a panel with someone who went to a public sector, and you are engaged in an interview, the probability that because of the experience that you have attached to your school knowledge, the probability that you're going to gain employment is far higher than the one who went to the public sector.
Okay, for the sake of time,
so I beg them, they should accept to go to the private sector.
Let's deal with 2 more issues before we go.
That's fine.
Are you totally eliminating protocols?
Protocols. If you say protocols, exactly, I don't know what you mean.
Assisted posting.
So for example, pregnant women, married women with children, those with peculiar health issues and all of that, we try to, put a human face to it so that at least they should be closer to where they live because of the support they need from the family and all of that, just to make it easy for them. Sometimes our persons also living with disability, we try to, position them at where they can get help from their family. So that is what the protocol is about.
Okay, and finally, now you have a broad plan to do some more farming, industrialization, you say, and there's a third leg to that.
The skills hub.
Yeah, at the end of your tenure, where would you want to see NSS?
Okay, so I want to see NSS where we create our own platform huge platforms with a lot of opportunities for young people to explore what their talents, their potential. I want to see a national service where we have a lot of resources, we have the capacity to empower so many young people. That is the kind of national service I'm looking for. And I'm looking at national service where at the end of our tenure, nobody should be able to point to even a single fly called ghost name.
And we wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
There, Jenny. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time.
Ruth Della Sedo, Director General for the National Service Authority. Wrapping up upfront here with me on the Joy News platform. Until then, log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more stories there for you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.